Hi guys, CombinedYoutuber here. Welcome to the F1 2013 career mode today, and we'll be doing the British Grand Prix qualifying. We are here in Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, which is, as you all know, a massive track for the controller, so I should do well on it. So here we are, going to the British Grand Prix for the qualifying session of round 8 of season 2 of the F1 2013 career mode. Let's hope it's a good qualifying session, because we've had some rather dull ones. And look at that, we have actually a chance of rain there. You saw from the intro there, it said we have rain, but it's nice and sunny to me. Anyway, here we are in the garage in the British Grand Prix qualifying. Let's hope we have a good qualifying. I predict to get at least top 3. Maybe top 4, top 3. But let's see. Now going and learning a setup, the Britain 3 setup there. I just call them like that because I can't be bothered to call it a particular name. Yeah. Now, we're on a set of option tyres, obviously, because why the hell would I go to primes? Like, primes are like the worst tyre ever, and especially as they're the hards, that's why they're the worst tyre. It's Jensen Button who comes out onto the track first, and then it's going to be me next up to go on track. And if you're wondering why the footage is laggy, that's because the game was laggy at the beginning of the session, because my computer is shit. But anyway, here we are going out on track with the slowest pit lane in the world in Silverstone. Yeah, Britain has pretty much the slowest pit lane in the world, and there's the safety car, which I hope will happen in the race, just like in China. Obviously it would happen in Monaco, but here we go, coming out of the pits. But anyway, about the safety car. Obviously it would have happened in Monaco, so no surprises there, but I didn't expect it to happen in China, but I hope it happens in this race. Here we go into turn 3 and 4. Now coming into the straight with not with DRS, but we're warming up our tyres there to try and make our tyres warm for the hot lap, which I hope won't be stuffed up by our. I haven't done this track for a while, so I might be a bit. I don't know why, but I rarely do this track, even though it's actually my favourite circuit. Weirdly, because I'm Australian like British Grand Prix. That's actually pretty rare, but here we go into Mackett and Beckett's. Our outlap. Coming now onto the whole straight with DRS. I don't know why I opened the DRS there, but here we go, weaving again. Now coming into Stowe, warming up for a hot lap. And now coming into the Vale chicane, the final corner, going into Rich Mix, and now coming round the final corner, starting our first lap in the British Grand Prix qualifying. Here we go, crossing the line now, coming down into the flat out turn 1. Yes, we can make it flat out just about. Now coming into turn 2, take a flight as well before into turn 3, second gear. And now it's turn 4, which is loop. First gear, 80 kilometers an hour. Now coming now onto the Wellington straight. That's DRS open. Half of the course is used. 7th, and now coming into Brooklands. Van der Garde is there, letting us through on the outside of the corner. Now coming into Brooklands and Luffield. Round this very long corner, Luffield. Oh, we've on the gravel a little bit there. That might have cost us a little bit of time. Wow. Oh, Sebastian Vettel, very, very slow there on the entry to Copse. And here we go into Copse. Now we've gone very wide into Copse. We've got to back out of the lap. This is actually a pretty bad lap so far. Now coming to Mackett and Beckett's, yet we've backed out of the lap. We have backed out to the lap. And we're going to go for another one. That's the only time I do 2 laps on one tyre, is when I stuff up the other one. If I stuff up the first one, I do the second lap on the same tyre. It's the only time I do it. We're now coming into the final corner. And now trying to set a lap time for the second time here. Here we go 6th fastest, albeit 2 seconds off the pace because we backed off. But here we go, round turn 1 and 2 again. And into turn 3. What can we set here? As we come into turn 4, loop. And now into the Wellington straight, accelerating up into 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear. Now DRS open onto the straight. 6th gear. Coming into Brooklands. We're 4 tenths up. Like 4 tenths up on our teammate Fernando Alonso, who's just gone up to pole position with a 3.0 second lap time in the first sector. Now coming now onto the straight down towards Cops. What can we do into Cops now? We've just upshifted to Cops. No, we don't go wide this time, which is good. And now coming into Max and Beckett. This is a much better lap than before. We've just had a big corner cut there. We're going to have to back out that because I've learnt from certain corner cut police that I have to back out on a massive corner cut like that. So, yeah, but we're still purple, but we're going to have to back out on this. Oh, yep, we've made a little bit of a mistake there. We come into the pits, practice some F1 2016 braking for the pit lane line. Why not? Because I will get F1 2016 hopefully this year, so that's why I'm practicing. Now coming into the pit lane here in Britain, and now our mechanics are pulling us back into the garage on our beautiful white option tyres. And now is that a Force India coming into the pit lane? I'm not sure who that was, but I saw a car going into the pit lane. And we've dropped down to 15th with that time. So that shows how bad the time was, to be honest. Here we go. And here we go now. Trying to go for a lap. Oh no, we didn't go for a lap. We're 3 seconds off Lewis Hamilton's pace. Lewis Hamilton's currently on provisional pole here in the British Grand Prix. That will please the home fans here in Britain. And they'll like it if Hamilton gets pole today, but it's not over yet because I'm one of the contenders who can get pole position for this British Grand Prix. Now coming into Stowe, what can we do now? As we come into the final corner, we're down to 16th at the moment. It's a 136.1. Lewis Hamilton is on provisional poles now, coming into the final corner and crossing the line now. And we're starting our second lap in the British Grand Prix qualifying. Now coming into turn 1, flat out 7th gear. And now coming into turn 2, which is farm. Now coming into turn 3. What's turn 3? I don't know what turn 3 is called. But now into loop. We're right behind Jules Bianchi, who's slightly blocking us, but we don't lose that much time. And he's just getting a little bit cheeky slipstream, because why the hell not? Now we're purple by 0.04 of a second. As we come into Luffield, what can we do on this lap? Can we take pole for the British Grand Prix? We don't go wide there at the exit of Luffield. And now there's a Force India Paul di Resta pulling over to the inside there to let us through. And now there's an absolute cluster at Cops here with Jean-Eric Verne and with Esteban Gutierrez, but we get past them both cleanly. That's actually lost us a little bit of time though. So what has Gutierrez done to us to make how much time have we lost due to Gutierrez? Now into Beckett and Beckett's. Now coming onto the hangar straight with DRS open now. And we're green. We've got a 2.5 second up on our personal best time. But we're not purple. Esteban Gutierrez really did block us on our hot lap there. And now coming into the final corner, what can we do? Can we get into the top 3 in this British Grand Prix qualifying? Now coming into the final corner, using the rest of the curves, and it's a 1:33.1, going third fastest in the British Grand Prix, and that's pretty good, but it could have been a lot better. Esteban Gutierrez did block us on our lap a bit there. So that's third place. That's pretty decent. Kimi Räikkönen is how I heard this there, but third place is pretty decent, I have to say. Let me tell you a fact. I've actually never qualified P3 in this career mode ever. I actually never qualified in third, which is very interesting indeed. That's an interesting fact. But as you probably saw there, we got very close to Kimi Räikkönen onto the Wellington straight. You probably saw it as I was explaining it, but I'm coming into the limits to come back into the pits. With 4 minutes left, I hope we don't get pipped, because if we start third, then we are on the clean side of the grid. So that'll be nice to go and be on the clean side of the grid for the race, because I usually have better starts on the clean side of the grid. So yeah, I hope I start third, and I've actually never started third, so I just want to at least start third. If I drop down a position, qualify fourth or something, then I'll be on the dirty side of the grid, which is not what I want at all. So, and I think we've just overshot it a bit there, but that doesn't matter. It's qualifying. Who cares? I don't even need to practice for the 2016 thing in this game, because it doesn't even have it. But here we go, coming into the pit lane. This Fernando Alonso also getting wheeled back into his garage. So both Ferraris coming to the pits now. In the last 3 minutes of the session, who is going to take pole position? It's not going to be me, because I'm not going to go out for another run. But why would I go out for 3 runs? Honestly, I wouldn't go out for 3 laps. No one does that. I actually have done 3 laps, but the second lap was the neglected lap. Yeah, Hamilton has done 2 laps and scored pole position. Look at Vettel with 2 purple sectors. Sector 2 and Sector 3 are faster than Lewis Hamilton. That's purple for Sebastian Vettel there. Very interesting there. And Lewis Hamilton is on provisional pole at the moment from Sebastian Vettel. Then it's me in third. Then it's Fernando Alonso in fourth. Mark Webber in fifth. Kimi Räikkönen in sixth. Nico Hülkenberg seventh. Perez in 8th, Grosjean in 9th, and Nico Rosberg down in 10th place. What's going on there, Nico? There's a Mercedes in 1st and 10th at the moment, so it's very interesting. But here we go with 1 minute 50 left in the session, and we're just watching cars come across the line. I hope we don't get any drop down from third, but our objective is to finish 6th or above in this qualifying, so I'm pretty sure we're going to do that. There's 20 cars on track, which is why I'm not going out again, because I don't want to go out with multiple cars on track. But here we go, fast forwarding to 1 minute left in the session, and Nico Rosberg has pipped us. Nico Rosberg has pipped us for 3rd place. Unbelievable. We've been pipped for the top 3 by Nico Rosberg. That means we will be 4th for the British Grand Prix. And that means, unfortunately, we will start on the dirty side of the grid for tomorrow's Grand Prix. Unbelievable. And there you go, that's confirmed it. That we have qualified 4th for this British Grand Prix. And Lewis Hamilton, in front of the British faithful, gets pole position by 0.06 of a second from Sebastian Vettel in 2nd place. Nico Rosberg pips us for 3rd place, and then it's me in 4th. Then Fernando Alonso in 5th, so no Ferraris coming in the top 3, which is pretty concerning. Mark Webber in 6th. Kimi Räikkönen once again qualifies in P7. Nico Hülkenberg in 8th. Sergio Perez 9th. Romain Grosjean 10th. Paul di Resta 11th. Esteban Gutierrez 12th. That's good qualifying. Suttel 13th. Button 14th. Maldonado, Ricciardo, Bottas, Verne, Pick, Chilson, Vanguard, and Jules Bianchi. 5 seconds off the pace. So, that's pretty intriguing qualifying session, to be fairly honest. We got pipped with 1 minute to go by Nico Rosberg for the podium, and we are denied of getting our first third place qualifying. So here we are, celebrating 4th place in the garage. But that would have been the first time I would have qualified in 3rd place in this career mode. But we got pipped. Hopefully you enjoyed the British Grand Prix qualifying. See you guys on my next video, which will be the Britain race, obviously. See you guys then, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and goodbye.